What if I told you that your very next breath could actually predict your future health? And no, I'm not talking about some kind of fortune teller here. I'm talking about a machine. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is learning to listen to the air we exhale, and how it's on the verge of completely transforming how we treat and maybe even prevent breathing problems.
And really, that leads us to the huge question we're tackling. How can an AI predict a breathing problem before it even happens? It sounds a little bit like science fiction, right? But this is real, and it's happening right now. So, how can some algorithm look at data from today and spot a health crisis weeks down the road? Well, let's figure it out.
All right, so here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the starting point, gathering all the clues. Then we'll head to the training ground, where we teach the machine. After that, we'll see the power tools AI has in action, then zoom out to see the big picture of a connected health network. And finally, we'll get to the ultimate goal, medicine made just for you.
All right, section 1, the starting point, gathering clues. You see, it all has to begin with high-quality data. Because here's the thing about AI, no matter how smart it is, it's totally useless without good, solid information to work with. This is the absolute foundation for everything that comes next.
So, this is the basic process, what the experts call the AI pipeline. Think of it like a 4-step assembly line. Step 1 is data acquisition. You got to get the information. Step 2 is data processing, cleaning it up so the computer can read it. Step 3 is the AI algorithm itself. That's the brains of the operation. And step 4 is decision support, where the AI gives an answer that helps a doctor make a better call. Let's dig into that first step, getting the data.
So where do all these clues even come from? Well, literally everywhere. Think about it. It's coming from wearable sensors, like your smartwatch. It's coming from your medical records, from scans and images like X-rays, even from the sound of a cough. That can be a data point. We've got data from inhaler usage, and of course all your vital signs like heart rate and breathing.
But this is absolutely crucial, and it's worth repeating. The trick is the quality of the data. The accuracy and trust in the final output depends on it. It doesn't matter how brilliant the AI is. If you feed it messy, inaccurate, or just plain bad data, the predictions it spits out will be completely worthless. It's like building a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. The whole thing is going to collapse.
Okay, but here's a little problem. A computer doesn't understand what a cough is. It only understands numbers and digital signals. So we have to translate it. That's where this idea of data transformation comes in. It's the process of converting that real-world information, like the sound of a cough, into a format the computer gets, like a digital waveform. It's kind of like translating a song you hear into sheet music. You're changing the format so something else can read it.
Okay, so we've got our clues and we've translated them into a language the computer understands. What's next? Well, now we head to the training ground. This is where we actually teach the machine how to spot the important patterns.
And when it comes to teaching an AI, there are basically two main schools of thought. First, you've got supervised learning. The best way to think about this is like using flashcards with a kid. You show the AI a lung scan from a healthy person and you label it healthy. Then you show it one from a sick person and label it sick. You're supervising it, giving it all the answers up front. The goal is already known. This works great for measurable stuff like numbers. But then there's unsupervised learning. This is totally different. It's like dumping a giant box of photos on a table and telling the AI, find patterns. The AI might start grouping them by people, or by location, or by time of day. It discovers these hidden clusters all on its own without any labels from you. This is perfect for more complex data like images or sounds.
And this is really where you see the power of AI shine. It can act as a second pair of eyes for a doctor. It's not about replacing the human expert, it's about giving them a kind of superpower. The AI can look at an image or a sound signal and pick up on these tiny, subtle features that a human being, even a trained one, might completely miss.
All right, so that's the theory behind it. Let's move on to the really cool part, the power tool AI in action. Let's see how these smart devices are actually being used out there in the real world right now.
Okay, example number 1, the smart inhaler. This is so much more than just a regular old inhaler. It's got a sensor inside that actually measures the vacuum force of every single breath. It tracks exactly how and when the medication is being used, and all that data gets fed into the AI, which can then predict future issues with, get this, over 90% accuracy. That is absolutely incredible. That's the kind of thing that can keep someone out of the emergency room.
Our second example is all about wearable and even implanted sensors. We're talking about things like a patch you might wear on your skin, or in some advanced cases, a tiny sensor that's actually implanted inside the body.
And why is that so important? Because these devices provide a continuous 24/7 stream of data. This allows for a fundamental shift in how we approach medicine. We can move from being reactive, waiting for a problem to happen and then treating it, to being proactive. The system can actually predict a problem before the patient even feels a single symptom. That's a game changer. All right, so you've got a smart inhaler over here, a wearable sensor over there. How do they all work together? How does that information get to the doctor? Well, they're all part of a much bigger picture, a connected health network. Let's talk about the Internet of Medical Things, or IOMT.
This whole ecosystem works in about 4 key stages. First, you've got the wearable devices out in the field collecting data 24/7. Second, there's connectivity. That data gets sent up to the cloud using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Third is the processing layer. This is where a powerful cloud platform analyzes all that data pretty much instantly. And fourth is the application. The results pop up on a dashboard, something a doctor or even the patient can look at to see what's going on.
So, what's the whole point of all this? Where is all this technology leading? Well, this brings us to the final goal: medicine that's made just for you. We're finally moving past the old one-size-fits-all approach that, let's be honest, just doesn't work for everyone.
But to make that happen, the AI has to understand a super important word: context. It can't just look at a number in isolation. It has to consider all the factors that make you, you. And one of the most critical factors the AI has to consider? It's simply age.
And this chart shows you exactly why. Take a look at normal breathing rates. For a child, like an infant, a really high breathing rate is, well, it's totally normal. But that same high rate in an adult, that's a huge red flag. Now imagine if the AI didn't know the patient's age. It would be setting off false alarms all the time. This is why context is absolutely everything.
And that, right there, is the whole point. The goal is to achieve personalized treatment. It's where the readings are understood in the context of a specific patient in their specific condition. It's not just about the data, it's about what that data means for that one individual. That's what real personalized medicine is all about.
So let's wrap this up with one final big question. We've seen how AI can learn to understand something as simple and fundamental as our own breath. It makes you wonder, right? If AI can learn to do that, what's the next human signal it's going to learn to help us heal?